Hello. I'm actually a little puffy because I'm just walking from where I'm staying here in Collingwood, I don't know, in Melbourne, and headed to the final day of the Spiral Practitioner training. And something was just on my mind, so I thought whilst it's on my mind I'm going to share it with you. I've got not much battery, so it's certainly going to be a fast one, but it's this piece of like transmission is key, right? It's to choose who you want to work with on any given area. You want to make sure that that person has the transmission. And then I realized some people probably have no idea even what transmission is and why that would be important, right? So I thought I'd just share briefly on that. And if you think about the fact that our bodies basically are more energy, hi Jamie, think about the fact that our bodies are more energy than they are matter, right? There's actually hardly any matter in here. It's all energy particles, right? It's like quantum. And so if you think about that and you think about the fact that energy can vibrate at any different frequency, right? So you can then actually create within your body, within your own being, any frequency that you choose, and you can transmit that, kind of like a radio, right? It's like, well, if I'm made up of mostly energy, and so are you, if I can get my energy to vibrate at a certain frequency, then the energy within your body will be able to feel that frequency and will also be able to vibrate at that frequency. Right? So then the reason that this is important is depending on like what work we want to be doing, we want to be around people who actually have the frequency. So say for example, like the reason why people want to go and sit with, I don't know, for some reason a guru is coming to mind. The reason why people would want to go and sit with a particular guru and meditate with them is because actually the frequency that they're able to vibrate of the different realms that they're able to traverse within their meditation, then you're able to tap into and to feel that transmission, that vibration, and you can start to journey with them. Also the reason why, like if you go into, I don't know, if you hear somebody speaking, another example might be like Tony Robbins. He has a really, really strong frequency transmission of the particular thing that he's wanting you to do, right? You know, I've used him as an example because many years ago I did work with him, and, you know, I would be driving towards the venue and it's like you can actually feel when he's there. You don't need to see him, you can feel him because you can feel his transmission. He's got a really, really strong transmission, and that's why thousands of people in a room will go wild and crazy when he wants them to go wild and crazy, because they're feeling, he's able to just stand there and transmit that energy, right? And it buzzes off into your own system and off you go. And the more people in the same room that are able to hold the same transmission, then the more it's going to impact. So again, if you use him as an example, he's got a massive room of thousands of people, but he's got a huge crew, and all of those crew already have the transmission, so therefore they can all vibrate it together and then the whole room can pop, I call it. And so on a lesser scale, on a smaller size scale, not lesser, just smaller, is when we're choosing like what practitioners we want to work with or who we want to be around. It's figuring out what is the transmission that they have. Are they able to actually transmit the thing that they're teaching, or is it just words? There's a difference between like I have knowledge, I'm well read, I can tell you about these things, I can give you the information. That's kind of like one thing, and then being able to transmit the energy is another. And so then it's feeling into like who can you actually feel? Who can you feel when they're teaching you something? Who can you feel something in your body with them? And the reason this even came, I guess, to my mind today is I'm so used to this being the normal language of the spaces I'm in, right? It's all like, cool, I will give you this transmission and this transmission and, you know, transmission of the dark feminine, of the light feminine, whatever it might be. So to me, I realize it's become just normal. And I forget maybe to other people it's not just normal. And so to be able to give you an understanding of like, what is this word that people speak about, this transmission word? And so that's kind of my way, I guess, of putting it into terms that might be more understandable. And the reason it came up is not yesterday morning, someone kind of asked me about the process that I ran the night before at the spiral practitioner training. And they were like, what did you do to us? Like, how did you take us there so quickly? I only had like, it was 25 minutes or something. Ended up taking them through this profound process of like dropping them down into the earth womb and resetting mother conditioning and just a whole heap of stuff within this 20 minutes. And actually what I was feeling in my body in that time was how strong my transmission is on that particular work. I can transmit exactly what my words are speaking. Actually, a few of them said, well, I don't even know what you said. I didn't hear your words, but I just felt you take us somewhere. And I was like, yeah, well, that's the piece, right? Is with the work that I do, it's about a transmission. I transmit it from my body, you feel it, and you go there as well. But again, I guess because I'm so used to it, I forget that people don't know. And it's like, well, yeah, within 20 minutes, I can take you on this wild, crazy, deep journey and change your reality, because from my body, I'm transmitting where I want you to go because I've been there before. If I hadn't been there before, I can't transmit it. And I've been there many, many a times. It's not like, hey, I once did this journey down into the earth womb. It's like, this is my piece, is to take people on that descent and to help them leave behind what they don't need, to have it transmuted, and to reset their mother stories. And so it was that piece of being able to do that, and someone asking me about it that made me realize, oh, it's a piece that not everybody knows or experiences just because I do. And you've done something so many times, you can forget that for some people it's new. So the reason I'm sharing it is like, if you're choosing to be around certain people that you want to learn from, I would feel into the fact that what's their mental knowledge, what information are they able to give you, and what are they able to transmit to you. And to me, the transmission is really, really powerful, because we can have an experience and learn something without even needing to have the mental constructs behind it. And yes, the mind always loves to understand what's going on and what we're learning and what's changing, and that's really beautiful too, to have the mind to be able to have that piece, but also the body shifts and changes rapidly with transmission. That's my piece for this morning. If you've got any questions or comments or experiences or just anything you want to share, comment, like, let me know if you want more, and yeah, share your experiences. Mwah.